Blankets, cardboard, cigarettes. These things mean nothing to the robot that made its settlement behind a discounted electronics store, but to the humans that come by to trade, they could mean everything. Billy Bob stood up from his cardboard heap and looked down on his rusted blue frame.
Boop boop,
He muttered to himself. Billy Bob talked to himself often. It helped fill the time in between trading scavenged human supplies for new batteries and broken cogs. Anything that would keep him entertained. "Hey Bob boy!" came a loud shout from the back of the electronics store. "You have any more smokes?" Billy Bob shook himself from the mess of his faded and mismatched paint and bent to shuffle through his milk crate, which contained his life's worth.
beep boop.
Billy Bob said, raising his claw into the air for all the world to see his find. "That's a shoe, Bob boy. I need smokes." The man gestured to Billy Bob by bringing his 2 fingers towards his lips and breathed deeply. Billy bobbed and beeped to himself for his mistake and pulled out half a pack of crushed cigarettes. Only 3 in the bag would be recognized. "You're lucky I have a short break today and can't make it to the gas station. I'll cut you a deal," the man said as he lowered a large metal contraption on the ground and placed it on top of a can he carried with him. Billy walked forward and handed the bag of cigarettes to the electronics store employee.
Da beep boop.
Billy Bob asked. "That can there has some paint in it," he said while lighting a cigarette. Billy looked with that same confusion his still face always seemed to have. The clerk simply touched Billy's brightest blue spot and then the rustiest corner of his chest and pointed at the can. Understanding this suddenly, Billy Bob beeped and shook himself from side to side, an obvious sign of joy. "There's something else too. An old guy brought this in and it hasn't sold yet. Figured you could use it. Maybe you'll save me an extra pack of cigarettes next time," the man said, leaning down to the box and pressing a large letter. It rang, leaving a cue on the sheet of paper that in itself. The noise alarmed Billy Bob. He had never heard anything so familiar before. He knelt the best he could to it and cautiously, like a cat reaching to a new kitten, touched the button. H, it showed on the paper. Another cautious moment passed, and the robot reached out for another key. I marked itself on the paper. Billy stood up at once and rushed over to his crate. He lifted the entire things in his claw and rushed to the man, shoving item after item in his arms. "Whoa, take it easy," the man said. Once the man's arms were full and the crate was empty, Billy rushed back to the typewriter and set the crate before it, then rested himself on it.
Bee da little boop.
Billy said to his new friend. Then he cautiously lifted it into the air and set it onto his lap. "I'll find some more paper for you later. I gotta get back to work." The man walked away, juggling the knickknacks in his arms. Then Billy Bob opened a can of blue paint and gave his new friend a matching coat.